In retrospect, it's pretty amazing that Barack Obama got as far as he did. Quick, tell me what I'm looking at. Listen up, because I'm about to spill the beans on something that will really blow your mind. A bombshell has been dropped by the contentious political pundit Tucker Carlson, who hosts Tucker Carlson Tonight on Fox News. The internet is buzzing about this. Imagine for a second if an anonymous source revealed the Obamas' underlying LGBT troubles. Indeed, what you heard was accurate. Are you kidding me? This is more than just a rumor, so you may as well believe it. Given the recent internet uproar around the subject, one may wonder, where is the actual fire? Could there be untold facts that have been omitted from historical accounts? For what reason is Tucker Carlson bringing it up at this particular moment? So just what was Tucker Carlson saying? Alright, let's take a little look back. When it comes to conservative news, Tucker Carlson has been at the forefront for decades. He moved from print journalism to television, where he worked for CNN and MSNBC until finally establishing himself at Fox News. Known for his populist speech, incisive criticisms, and readiness to confront both political elites and mainstream narratives, he rose to prominence as host of Tucker Carlson Tonight and became one of the most consequential and divisive personalities in American media. But Carlson's time at Fox News ended suddenly in 2023. Even though nobody knows for sure why he left, that didn't stop him. Instead, he broke away from Twitter, now X, and started his own program, where he is free to express himself without interference from the company. Even in the second episode, he attacked Obama with the title, "Cling to Your Taboos." His show explored the evolution of moral standards in society. He began by providing some background, talking about how the media has shaped public opinion and other political scandals such as Bill Clinton's notorious affair. However, Obama became his focus. Things were heated at that point. You would be mistaken if you believed it was the end of the conjecture, though. The most illuminating indications don't always come from whispers or casual remarks. His own comments may prove to be the most interesting part of Obama's story thus far. Pulitzer Prize-winning biographer David G. has revealed some fascinating facts regarding Barack Obama's background. G. found letters sent by Obama to his then-girlfriend Alex McNear in 1982 while he was a student at Los Angeles' Occidental College. In these letters, Obama discusses his own struggles with his sexuality. Obama opens up about his homosexuality in one of these letters, saying he repeatedly fantasizes about making love to men, but only in the imagination. This passage implies that even though Obama had these desires, they were limited to his imagination. These contemplations belong to a larger investigation of self-awareness and identity that he undertook in his early 20s. The complete text of these letters is not available to the general public since Emory University has them in a private collection. Their availability is limited, and only authorized users are able to access them. Their entire contents have sparked intrigue and speculation due to their limited availability. As a result of G's disclosures, people are talking again about Obama's past and how the media covered or ignored it. There are many who think these details provide light on Obama's early years and some who think they are too personal to merit public investigation. Using subtlety is key when dealing with this data. A person's sexual orientation is not defined by their creative exploration of their sexuality. It would appear that Obama's contemplations are a component of his larger voyage of self-discovery, which is a process that many people go through when they are young adults. In conclusion, Obama's sexuality remains an open question. In these letters, which do reveal some of his reflective views during his college years, nonetheless, they are a part of the rich fabric of events that molded the man into the 44th president of the U.S. The internet suddenly performs a dramatic U-turn just when you thought the speculation was getting out of hand. Yes, Barack Obama's wife Michelle has also been swept up in the conspiracy theory frenzy. This one, I promise you, is completely new to you. But hold on a second, things start to go crazy at this point. Any internet user worth their salt has likely come across the conspiracy theory claiming that Michelle Obama is actually a male. It sounds very crazy, I know. Allow me to explain. People have been referring to Michelle's body, her facial structure, and even old film where Barack purportedly names her Michael by accident as evidence for this notion to circulate for years. Michael, and I also want to acknowledge your son Jack, falls out of Obama's mouth in one footage as he addresses the soldiers. Very possibly, maybe it was more than that. Finally, there's the now famous remark made by Joan Rivers. Rivers casually told a reporter, "We all know Michelle is a tranny." Many took it as one of her typical shock jokes, but it was really delivered just before she went suddenly. However, some who believe in conspiracies contend that Rivers may have been disclosing an unspoken reality. Some people think Michelle's proportions are more masculine than feminine because of her height, hands, and shoulders. And because of her extensive connections in Hollywood and politics, some also think that Michelle's childhood images have been doctored or deleted to cover up the truth. Skeptics of this hypothesis, however, point out that women who exercise frequently, in particular, tend to have more defined bodies. It may all be an elaborate hoax, or maybe she was right all along. It has been suggested that Barack Obama's early and public support for LGBTQ rights may have deeper personal links, adding fuel to the fire. But does it amount to anything? Speculation and interpretation are the crux of the matter, as is the case with the majority of conspiracy theories. In the end, this hypothesis is still only that, a theory. Despite the lack of proof, many continue to scrutinize every image, video, and typo in an effort to uncover clues. However, Michelle wasn't the only target of the rumors and suspicion. They skipped the middleman and went right to Barack. Those rumblings became a full-blown controversy in 2012 due to one magazine cover. The moment you believe you've heard everything, another piece of information surfaces. In 2012, a cover article appeared in Newsweek with the headline, "The First Gay President." While this title was widely criticized, it was supposed to be interpreted symbolically, referring to Obama's strong advocacy for LGBTQ rights. To put it mildly, Democrats were not pleased. Even though it was a controversial and perhaps dangerous political decision, Obama had just backed same-sex marriage. The piece, penned by Andrew Sullivan, an out homosexual writer, lauded Obama for his work on LGBTQ rights, drawing a comparison to Bill Clinton's status as the first black president due to Toni Morrison's perception of his link to black American issues. However, those who believe in conspiracies made extensive use of such expressions. They misunderstood its metaphorical meaning and turned it into evidence of Obama's secret private life. This brought up earlier charges such as those made by Larry Sinclair, who in 2008 said that he and Obama had had sexual relations and drug usage in the late 90s, faced widespread condemnation, particularly after failing a polygraph test and having a history of deception. Despite this, his tale continued to be used by the far right to depict Obama. Another piece of evidence is a 2009 article in the New York Times that casts Obama's administration as a boys' club, with a small number of male staffers taking the lead in making decisions. Some have seen this as more evidence that Obama had an abnormally close relationship with specific men, such as Reggie Love, his former bodyguard. The frequent sightings of Love, who was Obama's personal assistant, with the president sparked romantic rumors. Love, meanwhile, has spoken out about the allegations, saying that his relationship with Obama was entirely professional and built on devotion. Going beyond this, conspiracy theorists have examined Obama's friendships and behaviors for signs of a secret existence. Although these were his own thoughts from his boyhood, exaggerated and taken out of context, others have cited letters from his past in which he supposedly fantasized about men. Some have brought up what is known as the Joan Rivers theory, which is based on a statement made by the comedian in 2014 in which she joked about Obama being homosexual and Michelle being transsexual. The comment was delivered casually by Rivers, who was famous for her shock comedy, but conspiracy theorists took it as a confession and ran with it. After leaving office, Obama's support for LGBTQ rights further strengthened, even though he has never specifically addressed these claims. Regardless of whether these conspiracies come from true belief or are used as political weapons, they nonetheless offer an intriguing glimpse into how public perception may be influenced not by facts but by conjecture. Speculations are, in the end, nothing more than that, until someone with a huge following chooses to look into it more. Indeed, it was the result of this that one of the most outspoken conservatives in the media became certain there must be more to the tale than meets the eye. My purpose in being here is not to influence your beliefs. However, I am here to present the details. One of the most vocal conservative media figures, Tucker Carlson, believes that Barack Obama's private life isn't as it appears. He has dropped hints that the surface narrative is just the beginning and that the mainstream media is ignoring the real story. Then there's Pulitzer Prize-winning historian David G., who dug deep into Obama's background for a long time. He made the startling assertion in an interview that Obama had written fantasies about men in letters at one point. These, however, were not remarks made in public. These were his innermost thoughts and feelings conveyed in private letters to a lover from his earlier years. They did not necessarily represent his behavior. However, these letters are securely stored and remain hidden from view. The issue that arises is why these facts are being kept under wraps, considering that the only information we have comes from second-hand reports. After that, there is Michelle Obama. Grainy photos, out-of-context videos, and murmurs from some areas of the web have fueled internet conspiracy theories regarding her gender for years. What about the assertion that Michelle Obama identifies as transgender? What proof is there? To be honest, it's subjective. Joan Rivers reportedly made light of the situation in the weeks leading up to her untimely death after routine surgery, according to archived footage. Others have drawn attention to her tall and athletic frame, drawing comparisons to previous first ladies. But let's be honest, these accusations have never been supported by evidence, and most people see them as politically driven attacks on the Obama's legacy. What is peculiar, though, is the quick action that is always taken once this subject is raised. Even renowned historian G. has stated that journalists purposefully avoided covering specific parts of Obama's background due to fear of backlash, and fact-checkers are eager to classify such conversations as misinformation. Meanwhile, social media sites suppress them, and people start to worry, what else are they hiding from us? Just because of that, is there a secret, dark truth being kept hidden? Perhaps. Perhaps not. Perhaps Obama was only a young thinker experimenting with writing down his thoughts in his letters. Maybe all the allegations about Michelle Obama are just that, rumors, and she is simply a strong, confident woman. Perhaps, however, there is more to this tale than what has been shown to us. Because if there's one thing we can learn from the past, it's that you should speak up about the things that powerful people are trying to keep quiet. Is a more sinister plotline here just waiting to be revealed, or are we seeing the same old thing happening all over again? Remember that stories about the personal lives of other leaders have circulated for a long time, not just about Obama. Plus, he won't be the only one. I am very aware of how divisive the Obama story is. However, we must admit that this is not novel. The political sphere has been shaken by rumors and scandals like this throughout history. Everybody, from presidents to heads of the FBI to famous figures from the past, has been the target of rumors and charges regarding their private lives. To a certain extent, some were accurate. For others, they served just as useful political tools. Consider J. Edgar Hoover. Even though he presided over the FBI for almost half a century, his private life remained shrouded in mystery. Rather than any wrongdoing on his part, his exceptionally tight connection with his second-in-command, Clyde Tolson, was a topic of speculation for decades. As a pair, they went on vacations, dined out, and traveled together. When Hoover passed away, his whole estate went to Tolson. Was it more than simply being lifelong friends? That particular aspect of history remains unresolved. Abraham Lincoln is another example. Yes, Lincoln. He and his best friend, Joshua Speed, slept together for a long time before he became president. Was it common practice in the 1800s? In a word, yes. Because of the high cost of housing, men often slept on makeshift bunks. Was this only a friendship, or did something more substantial exist? This question has arisen in recent decades as historians examine the past with fresh eyes. The stories have persisted throughout Lincoln's legacy for more than a century, yet we still lack proof. And let's not forget Bill Clinton, would we? His scandals were front-page news. In contrast to Hoover's and Lincoln's, one of the most significant political storms in American history was caused by his affair with Monica Lewinsky. It wasn't the first or last time a president was involved in a sex scandal, either. Let's be honest, politicians have long used people's private lives as a weapon, sometimes for legitimate reasons and other times to bring down specific figures. So why are these tales appearing again and again? No-brainer. Any sex scandal, whether true or imagined, can be utilized to undermine public confidence. They have the power to sow confusion, alter narratives, and swiftly elevate an esteemed leader to the status of a national parody. Nothing remains private for long when power is involved, whether it's sexually explicit whispers or bombshell accusations of an affair. And we must admit, Tucker Carlson is really competent. Everything, from the delivery to the timing to the controversy, is deliberate and planned. But why now? Why is this the moment to reveal this shocking fact? You can tell this isn't his first rodeo by looking at his past performances. His entire reputation rests on his claim to expose stories that the mainstream media ignores. He always does this stunt. He makes a contentious allegation, the internet goes crazy, and he watches as engagement levels rise. And honestly, participation is key. His platform's usefulness grows in proportion to the number of responses and shares it receives. He has greater incentive to aim for shock value now that he is independent and no longer part of the Fox News juggernaut. Consider that his enormous fan base existed even before his time on Fox. However, he is now operating independently, with complete command of the narrative. Agendas are set by him. Most importantly, he profits from each click, view, and viral moment. This kind of news makes it obvious that social media is more than a platform. It's a driving force, and our politics and values could be changed as a result if we aren't cautious. The allure of conspiracy theories isn't a mystery, it's how our brains function. Research has shown that all humans exhibit confirmation bias. We seek out information that aligns with our beliefs and ignore what challenges them. In the end, is anything fishy happening, or is everyone just making something up? Leave a comment and tell me what you think. I'm interested in hearing your take on this. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.